Imagine owning the most advanced fighter jet in the world, only to find that one day, without warning, it suddenly becomes inoperable. Not due to damage, not because it ran out of fuel, but because an invisible hand pressed a button from thousands of kilometers away. This is the concern haunting nations operating the F-35. Does the United States have a kill switch to disable these fighter jets remotely? Or is this merely a conspiracy theory? Let's dive deeper into the truth. There are growing fears that the U.S. possesses a kill switch to deactivate or shut down the F-35 remotely. This has become a heated issue among F-35 operating nations. There were once rumors that activating an F-35 required a specific code that changed daily, one that had to be requested from the U.S. every time the jet was turned on. The fifth-generation fighter jet, the F-35 Lightning II, is currently the fastest-growing combat aircraft in numbers. In terms of total population, the F-35 ranks 6th. The F-16 holds the top spot, followed by the Sukhoi family, Su-27, Su-30, and Su-35 variants. However, the number of F-35s is rapidly increasing. Over 1,110 units have already been produced and are operating across 11 countries, with 9 more awaiting delivery. The U.S. Air Force operates over 300 F-35s and plans to acquire 1,763 units. Other countries, such as the Netherlands, have already deployed 39 jets out of the 52 they ordered. Outside the U.S., the largest order comes from Japan, with 147 units, 38 of which are expected to be operational by the end of 2024. One of the latest buyers, Germany, placed an order 2023 for 35 units. However, concerns have emerged in Germany that the U.S. could turn off these aircraft, especially in political disagreements between the two nations. This issue threatens Germany's $9 billion, approx. 14 trillion rupiah F-35 procurement deal. So, does the U.S. have a kill switch to disable foreign-owned F-35s? There will be no definitive answer to this speculation, at least not until an actual case emerges where an F-35 is remotely shut down. That raises the question, is such a capability technologically possible? The F-35 is not just an ordinary fighter jet. It is an extensively computerized weapons system operating within a highly complex electronic and data network. The aircraft's functionality is governed by software comprising approximately 8 billion lines of code. Within such an immense codebase, a backdoor may exist, one that could grant its manufacturer, in this case, the United States, the ability to remotely turn off the aircraft online. From past experiences, the F-35 has had automated behaviors that were not previously disclosed to users. In 2017, the Norwegian military discovered that the F-35 aircraft they operated automatically transmitted data to Lockheed Martin's servers after each flight. With this automatic data transmission, the U.S. could know exactly when users were flying the aircraft. It is also possible that the aircraft's flight routes could be leaked. Such occurrences are not new in the digital world. Social media users' data is constantly transmitted to service provider servers like Google, Facebook, TikTok, and others. These companies have data on our preferences, the times we use social media, what we frequently search for and watch, and even records of the places we visit. This might not be a major concern for us. However, regarding defense, the automatic transmission of F-35 data could threaten national security. So is it possible for an aircraft to be remotely disabled? This suspicion has been denied, particularly by the U.S. Department of Defense. Logically, aircraft manufacturers would not include such a feature in their aircraft, as it could backfire if the access fell into enemy hands. Rumors about daily codes or passwords have also been confirmed as false. User countries have verified that no such thing exists. However, there are likely certain access restrictions, especially related to software. The aircraft can still be flown, maneuvered, and drop conventional bombs. However, operations requiring software, such as precision strikes, electronic warfare, launching advanced missiles, and others, may be restricted. Since the 1980s, the U.S. has imposed restrictions on military equipment purchased by other countries. In 2020, former Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad revealed they could not use their F-18S freely. Malaysia was unable to program the F-18 Hornet to attack another country. Such programming had to be done by American technicians. Malaysia could still fly their F-18s for training or air shows. Still, they could not access the source code to program the aircraft for combat missions, particularly for attacking another nation. These restrictions also apply to America's close allies operating the F-35. Under the F-35 Program Support Sale PSG regulations, user countries are prohibited from modifying the F-35 without the supervision of American technicians. This rule is intended to protect the secrecy of key F-35 technologies. However, there is one exception: Israel. Israel has been granted the freedom to modify the F-35. The Israeli F-35 Adir is the only independently modified F-35 in the world. Aside from access restrictions, another complexity in using the F-35 is the heavy reliance on the United States. The U.S. does not need a kill switch to disable F-35s owned by other countries. There are several methods that, while not instantaneous and requiring time, could gradually degrade the capabilities of foreign-operated F-35s until they become unusable. One such method is blocking access to ALIS, Autonomic Logistics Information System. ALIS is an information system designed to facilitate the maintenance and logistical distribution of F-35 spare parts. ODIN, Operational Data Integrated Network, a cloud-based system, is set to be replaced. During aircraft maintenance, ALIS or ODIN diagnoses the aircraft's health and identifies components that need replacement. Then, through its information infrastructure, it manages the timely delivery of spare parts. Without ALIS, users cannot obtain the necessary spare parts. They might be able to source them from another country's stockpile, but this takes time and is not always feasible. Additionally, the U.S. could impose a direct embargo on spare parts. Without replacement components, the aircraft would gradually lose its functionality. Another measure the U.S. could take to limit F-35 operations is halting software updates. Software, particularly for radar jamming and electronic warfare, requires regular updates to keep up with evolving threats. The F-35 offers stealth capabilities, superior weaponry, state-of-the-art avionics, and various advanced sensors to enhance a pilot's situational awareness. However, user countries, except for the U.S. and Israel, must navigate multiple restrictions and limitations in their use. What do you think? Could this dependence pose a serious threat to user nations? Or is this simply part of America's strategy to maintain military dominance? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss other exciting discussions. See you in the next video.